करना है हमें आगे सफर, रहे गर्म लहू ये शाम सहर, अभी करना है हमें आगे सफर, माजी की मुसाफर भूले नहीं हमको शहादत, भूले नहीं, भूले नहीं, भूले नहीं। जिन्हें तूने बख्शा है ज़ौक़े खुदाई, दुनिया की ठोकर से सहरा दरिया सिमट कर पहाड़ की है बदसेराई।
अपनी मिट्टी में महकता है शहीदों का लहू, इसकी खामोशी भी करती है मुसलसल गुफ्तगू। हाँ सुनो ये कह रही है दिल बराने आरज़ू, दिल हुए टुकड़े हजारों तब ढले है ये सुबह, सर कटाए हैं हजारों तो हुए हैं सर बुलंद, सबका खूने शौदा है ये खाके अर्जुमन। अस्सलाम वालेकुम, सुबह बखैर एंड गुड मॉर्निंग। मुझे उम्मीद है कि आज की सुबह भी आप लोगों की बहुत अच्छी और बहुत खूबसूरत हुई होगी, जिस तरह से आप लोगों की हमेशा सारी सुबहें होती हैं। लेकिन आज की सुबह थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट है, और वो आज की सुबह आपको जिस तरह से पता है कि पाकिस्तान में आज यौम शौदा आर्मी के हवाले से बनाई जाती है। जितने भी हमारी अफवाज जो शहीद हुए हैं, आज का दिन हम उनको डेडिकेट करते हैं, और मुझे उम्मीद है कि आप लोग भी हमारे साथ होंगे, आप लोगों की फीलिंग्स भी हमारे साथ होंगी। क्योंकि देखें हम लोग, मैं बार बार आप लोगों की बात सब बताती हूँ कि देखिए हम लोग कितने आराम से अपने घरों में अपनी जगहों पे सेफ हैं, लेकिन वो लोग जो हमारे लिए बॉर्डर्स पे जाते हैं, हमारे लिए लड़ते हैं, हमारे लिए जो अपनी फैमिलीज़ को छोड़ के जाते हैं, और मैं सलूट करती हूँ उन फैमिलीज़ को, उन माओं को जो अपने बच्चों को भेजती हैं इस वतन की हिफाजत के लिए, उन बहनों को जो अपने भाइयों को भेजती हैं, जिनको पता ही नहीं होता कि अच्छा वो वापस आएंगे नहीं आएंगे, जो जिनका मकसद सिर्फ शहादत होता है, और वो कितने फ़ख्र से बोलते हैं कि हाँ हमारा बेटा शहीद हुआ, हाँ हमारा भाई शहीद हुआ। बहुत सारी बीवियां जो हैं वो अपने शौहरों को बेचती हैं, लाइक बहुत कुछ इस तरह का हमने देखा है। हमने बहुत सारी वॉर्स देखी, हमने बहुत कुछ देखा जिसमें हमारे शहदा, हमारे कितने फ़ौजी भाई जो हैं वो शहीद हुए। तो आज का दिन हम डेडिकेट करेंगे अपनी अफवाज को, और हम एक दफ़ा फिर से उनको सलूट करते हैं। हम सलाम करती हूँ मैं अपनी अफवाज को कि जो हमारे लिए बॉर्डर्स पे खड़े हुए और लड़ रहे हैं। और जिस तरह से अभी कुछ दिन पहले 7 अप्रैल को 11 में हमने देखा कि एक बर्फ़ानी तौदा 139 लोगों के ऊपर आके गिरा, और उसमें भी कितने हमारे फ़ौजी भाई थे जो शहीद हो गए। आई मीन अल्लाह ना करे कि वो शहीद हुए हों, अभी भी दुआ ये निकलती है, अभी भी ये दुआ करते हैं कि अल्लाह करे कि वो सेफ़ हों, और कोई अल्लाह मियाँ का ऐसा मौज़ा कर दे कि वो अपनी जगहों पे सेफ़ हों। हमारे पास एक पैकेज भी है, हम चल के आपको वो पैकेज दिखाते हैं, फिर उसके बाद वापस आएंगे और अपने शो का आगाज़ करेंगे। हमारे साथ ही रहेगा, सुबह बखैर वाइफ के साथ में हम आपको एक पैकेज दिखा रहे हैं।
Sakina, as she was brought into my room in the clinic, was in absolute shambles. She was disheveled, she was completely mute, unable to speak. She was absolutely clueless as to where she was. She looked like a cold corpse.
Sakina and Shafiq were childhood friends and cousins whose friendship culminated into a happy marriage. But after a few years of their marriage, Shafiq was martyred during an encounter with the terrorists in northern areas of Pakistan. Seeing his dead body, Sakina was so shocked that instead of crying, she became mute. Even after tireless efforts of the doctors, her condition did not improve. These were the circumstances in which she was brought to Brigadier Dr. Muadat, a classified psychiatrist.
During the course of the interview, in spite of repeated attempts to get connected to Sakina, I found it exceedingly difficult, and it was impossible to get across to Sakina at that point in time. We then admitted Sakina. Sakina, as we started to treat her, initially was impossible to get through to. But soon, as I was able to form a therapeutic relationship with her and a certain therapeutic bond with her, started to very slowly, gradually come out with descriptions of that particular time of her life.
डॉक्टर साहब, जब हम छोटे थे ना, तो
The story, as she described to us, is extremely interesting and passionate. They took this little bird back home and started to nurse it and nurture it. But the little one was injured. In a couple of days' time, the little one died. He was so shocked by injuring that little one that he never again shot at any bird. The story unfolds further. Coming from a religious background, Shafiq went to a madrasa in which children went in and learnt their Quran, recited Quran, learnt few paras from there. But during all this period of time, Sakina and Shafiq would also go and stand next to that unit's training itself, soldiers shooting, soldiers training, soldiers doing their exercises and the parade.
शफीक, मैं चाहती हूँ तुम फौज में चले जाओ।
He, lo and behold, joined an infantry battalion. Nobody was as excited as Sakina was from this. After he joined army and came back, they were both married. Family had also come to terms with the fact that Shafiq was now a soldier. Happily married. They were blessed with a son. And from that point onwards, Shafiq started to come back far more frequently. And they were living a great life of she being very proud of being wife of an infantry soldier. Shafiq started to write back to Sakina and her family that he had started to win prizes and awards because he had become the best shot of his unit. He was shooting with his G3s and with his pistols and winning prizes because he had obviously practiced all his life as an excellent shot shooting birds. And here he was now, an infantry soldier who was making a name for himself at various levels and winning awards. One time when Shafiq came back and told his family and his wife that he was about to go into the mountains. Mountains because the unit was going there to hunt down some of the insurgents who were waging a war against their own country. And as he described this entire process to the family, the father as well as the father-in-law, the mother as well as the mother-in-law were totally disillusioned and distressed by finding out that Shafiq was going in. They point blank told him that they don't endorse his going into the mountains and taking up positions against whom they thought were Muslims. Shafiq was able to convince was his wife, who just had this blind faith in Shafiq. He said, if you think that what you're doing is right, you must go and do it, and I'll pray for you. And he gained so much of strength from that from that point onwards, instead of writing letters to his family, he started exclusively writing letters to Sakina. He went off to this northern part of the mountains of Pakistan in the Fatah region. His unit was positioned in such a way that they were to go and neutralize a place which was apparently a madrasa, where children received during the daytime education of Quran, and they learned how to recite it. During the night, this particular madrasa was the hideout where they were sort of piling up loads and loads of guns, weapons,